All right. It is now 6:30. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, everyone, Facebook family, those of us who are on Zoom tonight. Welcome to Mommies and Money. We have our special guests, the fellas from Fathers and Finance, have joined us again for yet another powerful collaboration. I'm so excited to have you guys. Welcome, Isaac, Marcus, Patrick, Trevor.
Hello.
How you doing? How you doing?
Doing wonderful this evening. It's so good to see y'all. I'm excited that y'all are here with us tonight.
Are you really?
I am actually. Can't you see my smile? It's not fake.
Hey, wait a minute. I got a question for Trevor before we get started. Trevor, when did we come off the gold standard? What year?
Off the gold standard?
Yeah. What year?
1971.
What island was it?
Minot.
What's today's topic?
Going way left, right?
Touche, my friend.
I love it.
Oh man, I got it.
Touche, my friend. That was good. That was
really good. Really good.
Oh man, I got it.
Well, myself, my name is Laura Whedon, and I'll be your host along with the awesome Isaac Crumley. Say hello,
Hey guys, how you doing?
And we have a wonderful topic for you guys today. So let's jump right into it. Isaac, would you like to tell everyone what our topic is for today?
Don't ask Trevor. Just don't ask Trevor.
Right.
Trevor, you're the one.
Oh man,
clown of the day.
I'm telling you, I literally, Laura, I planned that question about 2 hours ago.
Look, he's clapped.
I planned it. I got to get her today. I got to get her. So the question is, does money change your convictions? And what we mean by that is we're talking about primarily in a relationship. Obviously, this is Mommies and Money and Fathers and Finances. And as it applies to gender roles and some other things. So as usual, I hope our show is as live. Well, it can't be as live as the production meeting because the production meetings are off the chains. And sometimes the words we use are not necessarily appropriate. So we want to make sure we don't want it to be that live.
I listened to that meeting. That meeting was hilarious. I'm sorry, but I listened to that meeting. That is on a recording on my cloud. That's hilarious.
So we have to keep it PG. We got to keep it PG on here. But
no, we don't. PG-13.
PG-13, my bad. So that being said, so one of the topics that came up, Laura, and we might as well just go and hop into the fire right now because you know it's about to be live, was whether money changed or affected gender roles. I can't stop him, Laura. I'm only going to try to contain him. That's all I'm going to tell you.
We just going to let it flow this time. We just going to let it all come
out. I know it does. Money is just that damn powerful, or people just that weak.
so it changes. So Trevor, go ahead, get into it because I know we're about to hop into it. So
yeah. I mean, okay. We all have convictions, in life, whether it's convictions on your relationship with your spouse, your children, your friends, your job, even with your money. Okay, but those are convictions based on a current situation. All right. So if the situation changes, okay, improves or gets worse, does your convictions change as well? Now, typically, if your situation gets worse, all right, your convictions may become stronger. Okay, they become stronger because now you have to be a little bit more deliberate in your actions. So you need your convictions to really guide your actions and your behavior. But when your money situation improves, okay, whether you're married or not, or whether you're with your girlfriend or not, your convictions are going to be subject to that circumstance, okay? I believe. Now, especially if you have a married couple or a couple that's been together for a while. Now, I understand, gender roles, okay? And I believe gender roles were established way from our great grandparents' days, when typically the male was the worker in the home and the female stayed home, took care of the home, took care of the kids, all that stuff, right? So of course it was very, very easy to establish a gender role, okay? And if the male is the one that's working, it's pretty easy to establish what he'll control and what he'll allow the wife to control. Now, as those times change, as women lib kicked in and women started working, and Isaac, you say back when the war, was going on and women were in the factories, I think that's where gender roles, I don't want to say they disappeared, but the lines became a little blurry, especially if the roles switch as far as who made the money in the household. All right, if it went from the one spouse making the most and then all of a sudden it changes, typically I do believe that as your money increases or decreases, it does change your convictions, because here's why I say it does. We allow our money to determine our self-worth. And your convictions are tied to your self-worth. So if your money increases, your self-worth becomes more egocentric. Okay? And if your money decreases, your self-worth becomes less egocentric because you want to spread the whatever. So I do believe that more money changes your convictions.
So Trevor, I got a question, brother. All right, so I saw this thing earlier today, and I knew I was going to bring it up as far as today is concerned. It said that we spend too much time valuing people's opinions who make money. This particular guy was like, the person who makes money, he may make money, but he may be a crappy individual. He may be a demon. He might have gotten his wealth through ill-advised ways. So are you saying that we're placing too much emphasis on the people who, like, if our ego is determined and our self-worth is based off of money, are you saying that we're approaching our roles based off of that?
Exactly, yes, because what happens is that money now becomes an altar.
Okay. All right. So now I know one of the arguments you and I had about about the gender roles. Like, for instance, I like cutting grass and you say you like cutting grass. I still like cutting grass, but you like, forget that. Somebody else is about to cut this grass. For me, cutting grass is relaxing. I'm not a huge dishwashing dude, but I wash the dishes here in the house. I do that really just to try to, make the wife happy a little bit. Dishes are really easy when you think about it. So if you can get some brownie points doing something easy, throwing some dishes in the dishwasher is always good. But you say all the things that you used to do when you had less money, they didn't become your role anymore. You just paid somebody else. They were your responsibility.
Yes.
You paid somebody to do.
Yes, because because as the money increased, okay, so did my damn ego. I'm like, I don't want to cut that grass no more. I don't want to change that light bulb no more. So yeah, it definitely is egocentric. And I don't care what anyone says. When you're not making as much money as you should, for whatever reason, if people say, oh, if you're 45 years old, you should be making X amount, blah, blah. And if you're not, okay, you're going to feel like, oh my God, who am I to be paying some dude to cut my grass when I ain't doing nothing to really, live up to my standard, okay? But if you do get there, I'm sorry, I'm paying for that thing now. So yes, that money does make those lines very, very blurry.
Isaac, I'm with you, man.
I gotta cut my grass, brother.
I'm cutting my own grass.
I don't believe any one of y'all. So I don't believe. But here's why. I don't believe it. Here's why. You mean tell me? Okay. Let's say your money situation increases, right? Okay.
Yeah.
More than likely, so will your lifestyle. Okay. So
I agree.
So will some of the things not all things, but some of the things you do. Okay.
Correct.
Think about that. Okay. You cut the grass now to think or to have time to either, here's why you cut the grass. You either cut it because you got to, you're told to, or you use it as a form of therapy. Okay.
It's my therapy. I get out there and I concentrate. I
Okay.
like
Well,
to
guess
focus
what,
on.
Isaac? Guess what, Isaac? Money helps you find new damn therapies.
Facts though.
You know what? I would have to, okay, Trevor, I agree with you on a lot of those levels. I definitely agree that when people do come into money, their priorities change. I'll name it as a priority. They will find other priorities other than, so to speak, domesticated things like chores or, you know, cutting the grass or cleaning and stuff like that. But there are individuals out there that no matter how much money they have,
like myself,
they still do what they love. I mean, they still do those things. They still do those domesticated things. There are celebrities that like to cook. There are, I mean, well, they want to, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I just feel like it like we spoke about in our production meeting, it's about your attitude. Okay. And like you touched on, money brings out the ego. Absolutely. But
it's definitely narcissistical.
Absolutely.
We all got a little bit of that in that side of us, Tanisha.
I mean, I'm saying, but it gets even worse when you come into money, though. Like,
it does. It
gets a little bit more worse.
Especially when you got new money.
Right, and because you know, black folks who get like brand new money, they act like they're brand new. They're like, you know what? I'm just more able. I'm better than you. And you're like, B, we just grew up in the same block.
Like new right?
But see, but Trevor's talking out ridiculousness because he's talking about I'm not changing no light bulbs. Man, change the light bulb. Get up there and get on that chair and change the light bulb. Look, when he told me he wasn't changing the light bulb, I almost drove to Florida. No, like give me $100 to change this light bulb. Oh my God!
I change every light bulb in your house, Trevor.
Right, listen, I gotta tell you something real ridiculous right quick. This man Mayweather. Y'all want to hear something ridiculous to spend money on? This man paid somebody to light the candles in his house.
Now that's ridiculous.
See,
that's over the top.
No,
I can light my own
depends on how many candles is in his house.
I can light my own.
Trevor.
You are so Trevor.
I did not deal with you today.
No. I ain't been like 100 damn candles. I got work to do. I got to put those damn candles.
Take a couple minutes.
No way.
But I mean, that's the same thing.
Just
so like
unnecessary spending.
Unnecessary.
Unnecessary, like
no.
So okay, good. How about the prime example of what's that guy, Marcus? You just had him on your page. The brother who like went on like national TV or something like that, and like pretty much told his wife he was cheating on her.
Derek Jackson.
Derek Jackson.
This man has made money telling other women how to sit there and be in a relationship.
And look at him.
He literally made money, and then he had 2 side chicks on the side. So like, is that the same way? Is that a conviction or his attitude, or is that his ego? What is it?
See,
Here's
what happened. He had the money to cover up that fake conviction.
Right.
Now, see, we getting into this next topic right now because I was telling my situation was, and Derek Jackson is the prime example of it to me. I'm not trying to pile on, but if you remember, I told you in the meeting, I said money makes you more of what you are, and it also changes the power dynamic in the relationship. Now, I don't know who had what power dynamic in their relationship, but it is clear this man was complete. I mean, this man had millions of YouTube subscribers. He spent a whole bunch of time jumping on top of men. I mean, most dudes couldn't stand Derek Jackson because he was always taking women's side.
Right.
And then he was
and
doing
what I said last week,
same thing
I said
everybody was doing.
I said that last week. I said, look, if you ever want people on the girl's flip side, talk about a dude. Talk about what we ain't doing right, what we ain't doing. Yeah. I told you that.
And look, he got a million. He got 1 million subscribers from that strategy, Trevor. You're absolutely right. Now, my question is this. So my wife has this term called traders. the term traders to my wife means I trade financial security for my self-respect. So did she trade her financial security for her self-respect? Because to me, what was odd about it was, women have come out and stood by their man after cheating a million times. She came out with a bonnet on her head.
Yes, she did. She gave F's.
For you.
I was like, why is she out on a bonnet?
That was a statement she made, bro. She's like, look, I'm gonna come out here with my bonnet on, holding his hand, to let you know who I am.
She could have been done that because he kept her from his page the whole time he's been out.
See, I don't know about that. All I know is that every time I look on somebody's page, there he go, talking about women, if your man ain't doing that, cut him loose.
But women are eating that shit up though. Like, oh, he must know what I feel like every single day.
I told you that.
Oh my God. But then you have, and that's what you say you couldn't stand. Like these females out here sitting there double clicking.
Like that out there. No, that ain't.
So does the power dynamic change then when you get money? So for instance, if things were even between you two and everything's good, and then the man starts making all the money, how does his relationship with his wife change? Trevor, you the richest man. You the richest man on this group. What did your relationship change? Now, all of us, as you mentioned, you said you didn't start out with anything like most of us.
Right.
But you've grown now to a substantial level. Did your relationship change once you start bringing that change in?
It did.
Did your voice get deeper when you talked to your wife? I'm gonna need that dinner at 5:30. Is that how you started?
I know he ain't gonna say that to her.
Right.
He ain't gonna say that to her.
What it was, but for the most part, it really gave me the ability to be a true Aquarius. I didn't have nothing to worry about. It was more like, just let me know how much it costs and I'll take care of it. So I didn't really have an ego trip. Now, when it came to the things that I used to do manually that I didn't do anymore, I mean, that was strictly because of the money, but it was because I didn't like doing it. I still love to do laundry and I still love to iron, okay? But it didn't change me in the aspect of I thought that I was now the man. Now I can probably say it may have changed her because it made her a little bit more domineering of me, and I don't know if that was because money also gives you confidence too, right? And what's hers is mine, and vice versa. So of course, it's coming into the family as one. I wasn't a penny pincher. I wasn't a bean counter, meaning I didn't go in the account and see what was in there and ask for itemized, nothing like that. So it gave her the ability to be a little bit more boisterous in her predator approaches. So I think for her, it changed more than it did for me. Now she wouldn't agree with that, okay? But yeah, I didn't become any more worse than I can believe. No.
I think that goes along with what we spoke about before and the responsibility. Nothing changed other than who was the person doing it.
All it did,
Laura, well, that's cool.
All it did, Laura, was just confirm how lazy my ass was.
See, I didn't want to take it to that word laziness, but I mean, you said it.
I am a procrastinator and I'm lazy. But you know what? It goes. You don't have to be. It was something we saw yesterday. Oh yeah, I was watching Below Deck, a TV show. I love that show. And the lady that chartered the boat was to charter one of them boats, you gotta pay at least $250, okay, for like 3 days, okay, and leave a tip like 20 grand. So you can't come small. So the lady, the charter guest owner was like, she was not smart at all, okay, but she was rich. And I said, you know what? You don't have to be smart to become rich, okay? You only have to be determined. That's it. That's it. As long as you're determined, you're gonna make it. You gotta be smart. Okay. People on your team gotta be smart, but not you. So for me, it definitely did not. It showed that I love to delegate. That's what I call it.
Now, I've actually seen it in the reverse. I know, Isaac, you asked Trevor about, does the man's ego, so to speak, grow? But I've seen it to where when the female makes more money and then she becomes, that power struggle definitely changes. And she's like, look, I make the money. I say this, I say that. And
Are you talking about Oprah? And
well, I
Stedman?
mean, I guess you can. Well, I don't know the personals of their relationship.
You both make more money than Stedman.
Hey, can I say something on that?
But yeah, there's been
on
women who put their man down because of they make more money than him.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Patrick. You wanted to say something. Sorry about that.
Well, I wouldn't say that necessarily that all of them put them down, but any woman that has more money than a man is gonna be they talk in a certain way, like not in a degrading way, but in a way that says, hey, you need to catch up. You need to catch up, or motivate in that way. Just say catch up, because say you are making the most money and this guy's chilling. Maybe he's doing the same thing he was doing before you made all of this money. He made good money, but you like, oh, you can do better than that now because I'm at this level now. So kind of, it's kind of like, and I think that happens naturally. If one mate rises its his or her potential, the other person is going to rise naturally as well, because they're now around different things. They're hearing different situations and learning different things. So they're moving in a different way. So, but I see a lot of times if the woman makes more than the man, I see them be where they're not as sweet. They like, well, you need to come on, or this person can't take care of me. I can take care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hard question, simply because there are a lot of women that say, well, if my man happens to be in a bad situation, like under normal circumstances, he's up and he's down for the time being, it may be okay in the beginning, but I know.
I think I was talking about.
Go ahead.
I think I was talking about not married people. I'm not talking about married folks, because I'm not talking about married folks. I'm talking
it can
about
happen.
People
it can happen to married people too, man. It can definitely happen to me. Listen, I lost my job for 6 months, brother, back in 2000 and
never
I can't remember the year, whatever the year. But so I was hustling and doing other little things, trying to make extra money, but it was nowhere near the money that I was bringing in, and I felt inferior. I mean, and so Charlene has never. I want to be very clear. My wife has never called me no name. She's never said anything to discourage me. She's never said anything to put me down. But as them 6 months got closer to the end, she was getting, and it wasn't that she didn't see my effort. Like, I was up and at 'em every single day. But there was a level of frustration because that wasn't the role that she had become accustomed to take care of everything. And so there was a level of frustration there that was never ugly, but you can tell it was on her mind. And for me, that worried, like it from the day one, it bothered me. But by the time I got hired back on at the job that I was doing at the time, I used to be a supply chain planner. I was like, babe, I can't get on for a month. And she's like, no, it's cool, you got a job. And I'm like, no, sweetheart, really, please, just give me a minute, give me a month. I'm gonna keep doing this. She's like, oh, see, it's cool. But in my mind, I had made up in my mind, like, she's so pissed off and I'm so inadequate and I'm not doing whatever. I mean, and that could have been just me. She's never said that to me, but I felt that in my spirit, and it bothered the hell out of me. I couldn't take it.
Well, that's different because she's your queen and she is a queen. And the thing about it is that she's going to speak life into you. But it's different if you were like, okay, you weren't doing nothing for like 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
Like you're like, I'm going out to find a job, and you were just on the couch playing Call of Duty.
And if that does happen after a while, she wasn't about nothing any damn way.
And listen, I know I don't want to say his name, obviously, but I have a very close friend who, this is how rich he was, Trevor. His wife didn't work. She shopped by the month. So in other words, she would buy, so this is March. So everything that was in her closet in March, she took it out. She had the closet like divided by, this is March, April, May, June. So she would take everything from March 2020, donate it to Goodwill, and then she would buy a whole new wardrobe in March that she would wear throughout the year, of course, but it would be, when she hung it up, these are March panties, these are March socks, these are March whatever, like everything is separated like that.
Let me tell you.
So draws in here. April shower draws. Okay.
The minute during the 2008 crash, now he still made 6 figures. He went from making high 6 figures to low 6 figures. So he was still like, they went behind on nothing, but they had to cut back. She left him. She left him. Mm-hmm. Now he's back up on it, and he's doing, like, he's got a new wife that met him during that period of time when he was low and stayed with him. And again, this dude was making 6 figures, high 6 figures. And now he's back up there in the high 6 figures again. And his new wife is with him currently, but his old wife, she said, I'm gonna go out and do this on my own. Now she's got a job somewhere else, working, single, doing whatever, but she was just like, I can't be with him under these circumstances.
Good for her, because you know what? Money did not change her convictions.
Right.
So good for her, you know. So I applaud anyone, male or female, that doesn't stay in a place of comfort or of discomfort, I should say, because of money, right? Then that means you have no conviction, or you're struggling with them, you know.
Well, what about her convictions to marriage? Did she not have a conviction to be married to this dude for better or worse? It wasn't like this brother was broke. And the only thing that
she may not have married him for money, though, Isaac.
Here's the thing. We don't know their intimate.
But she left him for money.
Yeah, we don't know why she left him. I mean, and there's always 3 sides to a story, as you know. There's his side, her side, and the truth. Okay, and we never get the truth. We just get sides. All right. So I can't say what that case was, but I know for me, in my household, my wife's conviction did change, because all of a sudden, the only time I would get in trouble is if I brought home anything, okay? Anything. If I brought home anything in the house that had, or from the store, if it had great value on there, I was in trouble.
So if you went to Walmart, it was a problem.
I couldn't buy, if it said great value, nope.
What's wrong with great value?
You can't go to Trevor's house.
Look, there are stores that you know is your store. Okay, let me tell you what ain't your store. If you go into a store and you price check, that ain't your store. That ain't your store. Okay, but if you go into a store and you just throw it in the bag, that's your store. That's your store. But if you price check, change stores. Get out.
Not necessarily.
No.
Because you could.
When I walk into damn Publix, I don't price check. Shit in Publix. I throw it in the bag.
So why are you price checking it anywhere else then?
Well, if I was broke, I price check. Okay. I don't do it no more.
That's exactly. So now it don't matter the store. It's your position. It's your situation.
Exactly. But some people on a Walmart budget shopping at Publix. Sorry. Go back to Walmart. Go to Piggly Wiggly.
Piggly Wiggly.
Well, you went mighty old school right there, brother. How old are you, Trevor? How old are you, brother? You went super old school.
Piggly Wiggly too. What that mean?
Yeah.
Well, look, man. First of all, Piggly Wiggly is country and south.
Publix, if you go to
Yeah.
why are
That's
you
what it
price
is.
checking the salmon? Okay, go. Why you price checking salmon for?
Because some pieces might be too much for
Marcus over here trying to do workshop number 1, so you guys have to really increase your cash flow.
Trevor, I feel where you coming from, but like if I go there and I'm like, if I buy something, right, and say I'm like, I'll be like, no, I ain't paying that much for that. It don't matter how much. I ain't never been broke. So
that means that your mind. That means that your mind. Let me tell you something. If you have $1 million, nothing says I don't deserve this $1 million. Okay, then trying to save that shit.
No, so listen, I don't want to be taken advantage of either, brother. I don't want to look here. If I'm going to get a toothbrush,
you cannot take advantage of anyone that can afford it.
Listen, yes, you can't. Listen.
Nope.
I'm going to get a toothbrush and it's got Gucci on it, I'm not paying $25 for a Gucci toothbrush. That don't make sense to me. That is that is
no.
I'm not paying $25 for a Gucci toothbrush.
You wouldn't. Let me tell you something. There's 2 things my children, right? My children. There are 2 things I will smack them upside their head if they ever say these phrases in front of me. Okay, I don't play. I will up their head. 2 things. 1, this food tastes nasty. Don't shit taste nasty. Okay, somebody like that damn food, right? Okay, it nourishes their damn body. Okay, that food right there that you don't like, you call it nasty. Okay, that is feeding someone that can't afford to eat nothing better. So that ain't nasty. You got to say I don't have a taste for it. Say that shit. Okay. The second thing I hate to say, that's too expensive. No, it ain't. Your ass can't afford it.
Trevor,
ain't nothing too expensive.
Trevor, if I make $5 million a month, I'm not buying a $25 Gucci toothbrush. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna buy. If I make $5 million a month, I'm not buying a $25 Gucci toothbrush.
I'm not saying you have to.
If I'm in Publix and I see a piece of salmon, right? 2 pieces of salmon, right? Same size. One about $30 and the other one about $17. Man.
But Marcus, why put all that stress on you, bruh? Just go to the dollar store with no stress.
Stress on my eyes?
Throw in the bag, no stress. Why you have to do like this? Get it in, out, dip. Okay? No stress.
Well, clearly, having money changes Trevor's conviction.
Right. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, I hope you don't buy your salmon at the dollar store.
Right.
No one should buy their salmon at the dollar store. But I'm just letting you know. But okay.
That's too much stress.
So no, Trevor, I'm with you though on the whole price checking thing. That's cool. You know what I mean? You in a successful position to not be worrying about what things cost. Whatever store you go in, it's just like
lovely.
If you want it, then you just purchase it. You know what I'm saying? That's I'm sure that's a good feeling.
So it's lovely. And people always say, they get at me because of that. Okay, and I'm like, you know what? I don't bother you with what you buy. And I don't talk about what you buy, because guess what? I was there. Okay. Let me tell you something. When you Jamaican, all right, you can chicken back, that is the national dish for the poor people in Jamaica. Okay, chicken back. So I done ate bully beef and rice, bully beef and bread, corned beef, okay, uncooked. Just open that can up, dip that fucking thing, and eat it like that. Ramen, I've been there. But now it feels good. Do a little bit of something.
Right.
I say if you got it, go right ahead.
Right.
I mean, that's just me. If you have it like that, go ahead. Who am I to tell you what you can and cannot spend your money on? I know me personally, I'm with Isaac. If I'm making $5 million
Let me tell you something.
a month, I can't justify. I mean, if
I cannot wait a year from now, because we gonna blow up. Okay, a year from now, you're gonna see Laura buying the Savage Fenty, makeup. No more L'Oreal shit, right? No more that.
I don't even wear makeup.
Right? She's gonna buy that Fenty, Savage, right? Yeah.
Wait, Trevor. The only thing I will buy, I'm gonna say this, is 2 Jeeps, the Wranglers. That's all I want. When I do come into that kind of money, that's all I got on it. That's all. That's it. That's all I want.
So let me not trip. I firmly believe so. All of us got something that we're gonna spend some money on. I like watches. So anytime I can, like if I got some money, I'm gonna get a nice time. Like I got nice timepieces now. But the more money I get,
exactly.
That would be a splurge.
See, Isaac is growing because when you middle class and poor, you wear a watch. When you rich, you wear a timepiece, bro.
But look though,
when you poor and middle class, it's called a vase. When you rich and wealthy, it's called a vase. When you poor,
I call it a vase.
It's called curtains. When you rich and wealthy, it's called draperies. I know, bro.
Look, Trevor. Hey, does this justify for another real quick? One more Floyd Mayweather. This man got an $18 million watch. I don't care how much. What justified it? Yeah, he got money, but 18 million for a watch?
His self-worth.
Well, that watch might actually be, it might have something that's on it that consider you can travel through time. We have no idea what's going on. We have no idea what about that watch.
All right, so guys, let's move on to the other topic. The other
There's
one
more topic.
Yes, the one that could explode. The one that could explode. Now, this is for some of the married people out there, even though this absolutely positively could happen in the single life. It's not likely to happen in single life because we know. So this is, Lord, please help me. Don't let me get cussed out by the women that's on here today. So we had this conversation in the production meeting. So men, when they get married, the number one thing that surprises them is that the power dynamic changes sexually. When a woman wants a man, she typically does anything that she's women are very goal oriented. So when a woman wants a man, she does whatever it takes to get that man. When she has that man, boom, she's got him, she's collected that piece on the table, bam, there he is. And the man does not realize that, boom, some of the sexual power has changed. They never saw it coming. As I told in the production meeting, and I'm not going to say what happened, but one of my friends that is a server was at a restaurant said that he was serving a bachelorette party, and the girl said, "Man, 2 more days, and I never have to do these certain sexual things with this man again." Because the moment she became married, she was like, "Boom, I'm not doing whatever that was that she said that she was going to do." So men get frustrated by that, and oftentimes they step out on their marriage, i.e. some Derek Jackson. However, men use money a lot of times to level the playing field sexually, either by withholding the money for sexual favors from their wife or having a full side chick over on the side. Now, Laura asked the question, why would a man pay for these extra benefits over here if he has a wife at home, especially if he has certain convictions? And a man will pay for peace of mind and quiet during any situation. So my question is, do you think, in particular, I think Derek Jackson happened at the right time for this conversation. Did Derek Jackson have a certain lack of control at his house, and now he's a millionaire because of 1 million views, and he goes, you know what, I got these women over here on the side. And Trevor, how many conversations have you had at the barbershop with dudes that make money that have talked about openly, look, man, I'm having, I want my wife, I love her, she absolutely creates the best house in the world, but she's tripping in certain areas. I'm about to take care of a whole other woman over here on the side. How many times have you heard that in the barbershop?
Let me tell you something. You don't never know that you like something until you taste it. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say, right? That's all I'm gonna say. You don't never know you like something until you can afford to taste it. Like, this tastes kind of good, and I can afford it too. I want some more of that. So yeah, that's how it starts, bro.
Exactly.
I will step out and say
Damn, you know what? I couldn't afford filet. I couldn't afford the damn filet last year. I can afford a filet today. I can afford a filet now, so I want some more of that filet.
Now, I know what a filet is, brother, but when you start talking about filets, boy, that's a whole nother, that's another level.
I couldn't afford the filet last year, but damn, all of I got the rare filet, I got the medium rare filet, I got the well done filet. I can afford. Oh, you know what? Let me see some of these filets.
With a nice glass of Cabernet, right?
Exactly, with a
Cabernet.
Cabernet. Okay, exactly. You know, yeah.
So Laura, what were you saying?
I would say that men would probably use that money to feed, well, in terms of like stepping out on their relationship or marriage, to feed that ego.
Let me tell you, let me tell you something. All y'all on the panel. When do y'all try something new?
All the time. Wait, hold on. I'm about to put myself out there.
What you mean?
When do you try that new expensive restaurant?
When you get paid.
When you can afford it.
You can afford it.
Mm-hmm. So I'm telling you. Let me tell you something. For years and years, there are men, okay, that are at home with a rump roast, right? Walking around that are seeing filets everywhere. And that money bag change, and boy, it's time for filet. I'm telling you.
To be honest though, Trevor, I don't think you have to do with it. If you just gonna be dirty like that, if you gonna step out, if you gonna cheat, it don't matter how much money you have. If that's the type of person you are, you gonna do it.
When you at home, okay, with a beef shoulder, okay, and some filet walk by you, oh, man, come on now, you gonna try to filet?
Now, Trevor, now you know not everybody that does that got a rump roast at home.
I was ready to say.
They got some filet. They got some filet mignon at home.
Yeah, but here's
less mignon.
And they step out.
They got some filet at home, okay, but there's a big difference between USDA filet and Kobe filet.
Mm-hmm. Hey, so to answer your question, the money is used for discretion.
Exactly.
The money is not used. It's not used.
It's a tool. It's a tool
to be with the person, because the girl already wants to be with the person. The money is there so that his wife don't find out that she's there.
Right. Not yet. Now, I'm not saying that every guy that cheats is unhappy at home. Okay, let me tell you something.
I'm not talking about jerks now. Listen, I'm not talking about just regular. Listen, I know one of I gotta do family member.
Strong convictions, man.
It's a family member that it don't matter if he was married to the perfect woman on the face of the planet, he would go find a way to mess that thing up. And that's just his nature and who he is. I ain't talking about them type of dudes. I'm talking about a dude, man, that take care of his wife, take care of his family, it's all the games, gives his wife whatever she wants. And then it's like, yo, I won't. So this is the dude that I'm talking about. The dude that's at the barbershop that's been talking to you, Trevor. Hey, Trevor, what's going on with you, man? Hey, listen, man, my wife, I'm trying to do this, and it doesn't seem to be working. You telling her, man, why don't you clean up around the house a little bit more, help her out, show that you care. Trevor, I cleaned up the house for a whole month, nothing happened. Well, man, why don't you take out and do X, Y, and Z? Hey, man, nothing happened. Then after a while, that dude shuts off.
Yes.
He gets him a little money, and then he goes, I'm gonna, for a lack of a better word, I'm gonna subcontract my affection. I'm gonna hire me a subcontractor over here. I got money now. So I'm going to hire me a subcontractor to handle my affection part of it. That is a power dynamic change that never happened until money was there.
I got a question. To the ladies, Tanisha, Laura. I'm not saying that, but you know people who have done it. Why the switch up once you get what you want? Why the switch up? Why not keep the same course? Why the switch up? Because the thing about it for me is like, if you started talking to a guy and he never touched you, he always was sweet, and then as soon as y'all got together and you're married, then he punching your face in. Why? You know what I'm saying? It's like, dang, where'd this come from? So, and to correlation with that, for women, why the switch up? Like how Isaac said, the girl said she's gonna get married, that she ain't gonna have to do none of these things no more. Why would you switch up and think that no consequences come from it?
First of all, if I was her friend and I heard that coming out of her mouth, then I'm gonna tell her she's stupid, because the whole point is for you to sit there and if you're gonna marry somebody, the whole point is to make sure that he's happy, just like he's gonna make you happy. Now, I don't think the same way that all these females out here are thinking. I'm also like, I'm up here when it comes to where I'm at in my life, right?
I understand, but so go down there real quick for us.
I can go down there because it actually makes me mad. When females do stuff like that, when they switch up, that's my main thing when it comes down. Like, you can make yourself beautiful, you can make yourself like, you can put on a whole bunch of hair, you can do whatever you want to do to get the man. Once you get him, what are you bringing to the table besides your physical appearance? Right. Besides, does he know that you like to love to read, like underneath the moonlight or something like that? Does he know that you love yoga? Does you know you like to sit there and you like to go hiking or something like that? What are your interests? Like, you have to. It goes beyond that, and it's supposed to go beyond that. But there's a lot of females that think it's okay because nowadays that's what society is actually bringing them to. So it's not really just a switch up. It's like a whole another person you're dealing with. It's like what did Trevor say? What did Trevor say the other day? You have a whole nother
image.
Yeah, it's like you have a whole nother identity, but then you don't get mad at the guy because he's not bringing what you want to the table, but you're not really bringing all yourself to the table either.
And here's the thing, y'all: the money, Isaac, the money, Lauren, the money really. I don't think the money changes the person. Have you ever gone somewhere, right, and enjoyed yourself? And said, man, I would have never came here because this doesn't seem like it's my vibe. You know, we all go through that where we think that, okay, I don't too much like oysters, or sushi, you know, but when you try it, like, damn, it's pretty good. You know, I didn't know that I like sushi. So I don't think I think the money just gives people the ability to afford to stretch their who they are, stretch their character, stretch their convictions. Do I really, you know, like cutting this grass? Do I really like, you know, doing laundry? Let me pay for it and see if I like doing that instead. You know, it's just that some people apply it to everything in their life. Okay, to include their spouse.
So, Laura, you were about to say something earlier. What were you about to say?
No, I was just saying, with, you know, piggybacking off of Tanisha, she practically took the words right out of my mouth in regards to Patrick's question.
I mean, think about all the things a woman will not do physically to a regular dude, but will do physically to a rich dude.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on that regular dude.
I know what Trevor's talking about. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense because there's a lot of things I'm like, nah, he ain't gonna get like all of this, or you know what I'm saying, like, no, like we ain't gonna get like the good, but like I get what he's saying. It makes sense.
Yeah. Dude, even with celebrities, there are some unattractive celebrities, but because they have money, people just find them super attractive.
And there are regular people that will only do certain things to a certain tax bracket person. That's it.
The fact that Flavor Flav had 2 or 3 seasons of The Flavor of Love. I don't know how many seeds he had. I knew he had more than one, and it was at least 30 or 40 women vying for his affection. That just lets you know right there. And I know Flavor Flav.
That's like a human water bug.
So I'm just saying it is what it is. But that being said, I shouldn't say I know Flavor. I've been around him numerous times. I can't say that I know him personally, but we've been around numerous times. But anyway, yeah, that just shows you a lot right there. So money does change convictions. However, there are people that I believe that there's
or maybe it exposes them, or like
that's a great
way. Okay. So money certainly does expose convictions. That's absolutely
for lack thereof.
But let me say this. I know a lot of times that when we're talking now, Trevor, you were going back a bit to earlier in the show. We talk about how white people spend their money. So there's a very rich, very fancy neighborhood near here where me and my wife drive through to stay motivated and focused. And we always say, yep, that's going to be mine. That's going to be mine. Well, I look at the cars that they drive, and these are $1 million houses. These are $2, $3, $4 million houses, but you'll see a Toyota outside. You'll see a whatever outside, but they've got enough money saved up where they were able to buy all of these things and then have wealth. And as Tazeen mentioned the other day, you know, these people would feel broke if they had $100,000 in their checking account. They were like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I have the salary that a poor person thinks is a great idea in my checking account right now. They're completely messed up, but their spending habits do not change. They literally practice what we are talking about here at WSB, which is curb your expenses, curb your debt, and then put money aside that you can build and save and enjoy life in your later years. So I'm not saying that we should not have our own little splurges, but at the same time, I think we as Black people, we need to have more of the conviction of white people in that we don't buy unnecessary things on the way to getting financial wealth and security. In other words, you know, I'm not saying you shouldn't spoil yourself every now and then with some filet mignon, but if you literally can't afford it, you shouldn't skip out on your savings goals to try to get on some filet mignon.
Hey, before you go, Trevor.
Isaac, oh my God, I'm sorry, I cut you off, bro. I'm sorry. You brought up a point that upsets me as well. You know, why do people get upset with someone that pays for something extravagant, but doesn't get upset with the person that can't afford the extravagant things, right? And putting his family in dire straits to keep up an appearance. You know, I don't think that's fair.
No, I'm saying, so my example is, I know Black people that live in a shoebox that have a gigantic Mercedes-Benz. I think that's ridiculous. They're trying to show that they have money when they don't. Right. When there is a rich man right down the street that could easily buy a Mercedes-Benz without thinking about it. And he's like, no, I haven't made my savings goal. I'm gonna avoid that. I haven't got to where I want to be. So I'm gonna avoid that. I'm just saying, I think it's wrong for us to always want to buy something extravagant when we put our family in dire straits, as you said, to get that extravagant thing. Why am I living in a shoe? Why is my car more expensive than my house?
Yeah. You gotta have some common sense with your self-worth, okay? Because when you see someone that is trying to live a lifestyle that they want to live but can't really afford it, that is a person that has a higher sense of worth in himself, that really can't afford that yet, and he's pushing the envelope, pushing the issue, okay? Because the reason why people comment about what I buy or what someone else buys, it isn't about what I buy, okay? It's about how you identify yourself with what I buy. All right? And some people cannot identify themselves with affording expensive salmon, expensive timepieces, Okay, that's not my fault. Change the way you look at yourself, and probably you will change how you make your money, and you will change what you buy for yourself. So don't get mad at me because I like to have these things, because that is what I identify myself with. Okay, and my career and my job and my occupation allows me to do that. You know, so if you're looking at me and judging what I'm doing and say I would never buy, you know, a $85,000 whatever. Okay, that's how you identify yourself in that item. Okay, and what you're saying is this: you cannot see beyond where you are and who you are right now. Because if you could see yourself paying for a watch like that.
Oh yeah. Listen, I'm not saying none of us need to have nice things. And in Islam, in the nation of Islam, we're always taught we should have money, good homes, and friendships in all walks of life. That literally should be your mantra through collective economics. When I meet up with you and I meet up with you and I meet up with you, you and I become the good friendships in all walks of life. And then we have money and good homes. So that is certainly a belief that we have. At the same time, we don't want to have it at the expense of our future. That's all I'm really saying.
I think people just they're trying to live good, but they just don't have the wisdom to do it right. You know,
right? And the discipline. Because sometimes people know when I get this, like some people know, man, I'm about to get a $5,000 check for taxes, for my taxes. And they know I should do something smart with this money.
Right.
And it ain't like they don't know, they don't educate. They say, well, maybe I should educate myself first. And then somebody, hey, you know, man, they got brand new TVs on sale at Sam's Club for $400. Boom, they're at Sam's Club buying a brand new TV.
And here's why.
$400.
Right. And here's why. A person will never do anything that they're supposed to do. You want to know why? Because they don't have to. If you don't have to do what you're supposed to do, you ain't gonna do it. You have to be forced to do it, right? Look around society now, okay? We all know we all should vote. We all know we should all have unity, right? Well, do we all have unity? Nope. And why is that? Because I can't make your ass have unity. Blood clot.
There you go.
People will not do what they're supposed to do because they don't have to. And that tells me loud and clear what your convictions is.
That's very true.
But a disciplined person gonna do what they have to do. Right?
Let me tell you something. My cutoff game is strong.
That I believe, brother. That I believe.
Strong cutoff game.
That's an Aquarius thing.
Feel it. You feel it.
I forgot we got these two Aquariuses on here. Laura, three. My bad.
Our cutoff game is strong and horrible.
Yeah. Why y'all think I'm single?
That's what's up.
I drop men faster than index cards, bro. Like, I don't care. I hurt your feelings.
Ain't nothing but the memory, boy. I will open the door for you, bro, and kick you out myself.
Well, it is going on 7. Actually, it is 7:30. We are going to wrap up this hot topic. We can probably talk for another hour. So we just gonna have to come back to this. We're gonna put a button in.
If we posted the production meetings, that would probably be a lot. People be like, man, I can't believe y'all, but we're not gonna post them.
Right. They get a little rowdy, but that's okay. That's us.
Rated R.
So really quickly, I want to definitely thank you guys for hopping on with us tonight. I'm so excited. I look forward to these collaborations every single time we do them. So we're going to be back next month. Catch Mommies and Money every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. If you've missed any segments, you can catch us on YouTube. And I'm pretty sure you can find us on Facebook as well. I actually have the Mommies and Money page up, so you can always go back to Mommies and Money page and pull up our segments. Catch Fathers and Finance every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. and also on YouTube.
Yes.
All right.
That's right. That's right. Well, guys, thank you for having us. So I think next month is at our place again on Tuesday at 6:30, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And so it's gonna be at our place. We're gonna welcome you. And of course, we're gonna have a very, very good topic.
Put your Tim boots on.
Put your what?
Timberland boots on.
Yeah. So do that.
I don't either. Not anymore. I'm not in Ohio anymore.
But Timberland actually represents the whole slavery. We're not going to go into that right now. But next month is financial literacy. Next month is actually like financial literacy month, guys. So just give you guys a heads up.
Woo-hoo.
April's financial literacy month.
Awesome. That's what we're about here.
So we're gonna be those topics are gonna be good.
Yes. All right, everyone. Y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Facebook family. Thank you, YouTube family, and we see y'all next time.
See y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.